for the Cavaliers. Already this year's team owns the franchise record for wins, and they've clinched the best record in the East for the first time ever. This is also a squad that's in the driver's seat for the first overall seed in the playoffs as it begins its quest for a first NBA title. And their superstar LeBron James is the leading candidate to win his first NBA MVP award. The concept of first was on the mind of LeBron when he sat down with Michael Wilbon.
How important is the #1 seed? And I'm asking that, I guess, in the context of Boston looking like they really needed it last year.
Well, I think it's important, but I don't think you should put too much pressure on, being on the road or being at home. You have to be able to go out there and win on the road, and that's the only way you can win a championship.
And I know it's an individual thing and your first goal is to win a championship, but how much does MVP matter to you given the names on that trophy?
I think anytime you can be associated with greats, it's a good feeling for myself. It's a good feeling just to be in the same likes of these players have, who laid down the stones before myself. I'm so much of a team guy that it's hard for me to look at the MVP trophy. One thing I try to be the MVP and the best player for our team when we go out there every night to try to win basketball games. I feel like team success, individual accolades take care of itself.
James on the follow, wow!
The increased talk of triple-double, I think you have brought more attention to that with your performance this year. And I talked to Oscar Robertson, and I asked him if he thought anybody could do this, and if he thought you could do what he did in 1962 and only he's done. And he said yes, he thought you could do it. I thought that does that surprise you a little bit?
Absolutely. They say all records are meant to be broken, but that record doesn't seem like it could be broken. In the older days, it was a lot more possessions. It was a faster game. The average of scoring per game was like 119 points a game. The numbers was crazy back then. I just don't think it could happen, man, but I'm going to do what I could do individually to help our team.
Does it intrigue you?
My teammates don't let it down. Every time after the game, they're like, oh, okay, dang, you just got another triple-double, or, oh, well, you being lazy tonight, you only had 9 rebounds. What happened? One more rebound, you had another triple-double. You needed one more assist for a triple-double. Does it intrigue me? I don't know. I can't sit here and say yes, but to go out there and to fill the stat sheets and see wins after those games, that's intriguing, to know that I can go out there and dominate the stats like that as an individual and it leads to victories.